Many of those who are observing the geopolitical situation with regard to the United States and the deal that will be consummated, evidently, on the 30th of June, the deal with Iran concerning their nuclear capability. Many of these people recognize, as does Israel, that this is a bad deal. This is a bad deal. Now, why do they say that? Well, there are a number of reasons. Let me just tick off a few of them right now. This deal, number one, leaves Iran with a vast nuclear infrastructure, giving it an unacceptably short breakout time. Short breakout time to where it could actually develop a nuclear device. Number two, it's a temporary agreement that upon expiration would give Iran a breakout time of nearly zero to achieve nuclear weapons. Nearly zero time to actually accomplish this. Number three, it places an outsized reliance on inspections and intelligence and does not allow, quote, anytime or anywhere inspections. The Iranians will not allow that, not only of their nuclear facilities, but of their military facilities as well. Number four, its sanctions on Iran will be lifted quickly, according to the Iranians, gradually, according to the United States, while the restrictions imposed on the Islamic Republic's nuclear program will expire in about a decade, regardless of its compliance with the agreement or campaign of terror, which they are continually involved in and will continue. We're sure of that. Number five, it claims an ability to snap sanctions back into place. There have been very effective sanctions. If those are lifted, it would be very difficult to put them back in place because it's taken years to put them into place. Number six, it ignores Iran's campaign of murderous aggression in Lebanon, Syria, Yemen. It remains their claim to fame that they are the largest exporter of terror in the world. That's Iran for you. And then seven, it does not address Iran's long-range ballistic missile program. The ballistic missiles are the missiles that can carry the nuclear weapons to their target. It doesn't even address that, this ban. And then to top that off, if that wasn't enough, just this past week, the commander of the Revolutionary Guard Corps, Major General Muhammad Ali Jafari, arrogantly declared, and I quote, "Today, the Islamic Iran's pride and might has made the world's biggest materialistic and military powers kneel before the Islamic Republic." The U.S. kneels before Iran, in other words. "We welcome war with the U.S., as we do believe that it will be the scene for our success to display the real potentials of our power. We have prepared ourselves for the most dangerous scenarios, and this is no big deal." So that's what we're dealing with. And that's why the deal with Iran is a bad deal. So what can we expect? What's the conclusion of this? The conclusion of this is, with regard to Israel, is that there will be a preemptive strike against Iran's nuclear capability. And it will be so devastated that it will be rendered indefinitely inoperable. Now that's going to cause a great stir in the world. The world is going to stand in awe. They're going to see that Israel is serious about its own survival. It will exercise the Samson option if possible, or if need be. And that's where Israel recognizes that it's going to go down. It's going to take everybody around them down with them. But it's also going to require the Muslim world, the enemies, the designated enemies of Israel. They're going to have to recognize that they need a new plan. What they've been doing is not working. They've got to do something else. And at that point, I believe we will see what is referred to in Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, the Daniel 9:27 covenant or agreement or treaty that is arranged by the Antichrist. And we believe that that will take place out of the Middle East. A leader will emerge out of there, very likely out of Turkey. There are many who believe that. I'm inclined to believe that as well. And this covenant will be made. It will be a deceptive covenant. Many of Israel's leaders will agree to it. They will be deceived by it until 3.5 years into this covenant. This is a 7-year covenant. It's Daniel's 70th week. 3.5 years into that, the Antichrist reveals himself for who he is, the abomination of desolation. And then following that, the last 3.5 years is a time of unprecedented, horrific release of the fury of God's wrath on those who oppose him. But the end of that 7-year period is the time when the Messiah comes. In our case, for Christians, that's when Jesus returns. Now you can look at me and tell that I'm getting pretty long in the tooth. What hair I have left is gray. But I believe this. I believe that I will live long enough to witness what I've just referred to you here. That is a scenario that I believe that I will witness. It's going to be very difficult in the days ahead. And this bad deal that we're about to consummate with Iran is going to be the initiator. It's going to be the prompter that gets this thing started. So stand by, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a rough ride.
Eyes open, summer 2014. The sound of thunder woke me up from my sleep. Throngs of angry people storming European streets, waving signs, shouting things that you wouldn't believe. Death to Jews in France, no chance you heard me. Even worse, it was gas to Jews in Germany. I don't know about you, but it's starting to worry me. Barely made the news. It's cool, they assure me. Just Muslim immigrants watching Gaza and worrying. Israel's killing innocents is really unnerving them. And maybe they in ignorance show something disturbing. A little overzealous, that accounts for their wording. At least that's what they tell us, so we ignore what's emerging. And unfortunately, it's working. We got no idea about the evil that's lurking. There's a storm coming. If all this hate's about the state of Israel, now what's that got to do with pulling food from the shelves of the grocer in London who was too afraid to sell something kosher, lest he be attacked as well? What that Jewish owned pharmacy burned down as our cell when Muslims bombed us in the guy with Molotov cocktails. The day in 1942, Nazis murdered Jews there. My getting through to you, my making it clear it's anti-Semitism, not anti-Israel. So you still living with that, think it's no big deal. All this violence and hate, they ain't going nowhere. We can't wish it away with some span or a spell. Get your head out of the sand, Europe, this is for real. Can't unsee what I've seen, don't unhear what I tell. Jew hatred runs deep, it's a bottomless well. Now that hatred is back, like cancerous cells. Jews are under attack, somebody ring the bell. It's high tide, water rising, better brace for the swell. There's a storm coming. Listen, hear that thunder in the distance, getting closer every minute. Did you ever wonder what you're missing? When you're too busy to pay attention, can't you sense it? Storm's coming any minute. No sense in waiting till we're in it. 2 by 2 we gon' send them for the rain start spilling. Now you know we got a mission, are you with me? I ain't being alarmist, I ain't trying to shock. The summer wasn't anything like Kristallnacht. There was a day you see what's coming or you choose to not. Like when Theodore Herzl witnessed how they Dreyfus in the dock, a decorated French Jew accused of treason. Jacques Hughes convicted for no reason. Paris streets that were teeming with people shouting and screaming, no doubt about it increasing. And Dreyfus couldn't appease him, cause they'd imagined a grievance, like credence to believe that maybe the Jews were the reason for all the problems they see. And Herzl watched the proceedings, and then it hit him the need of his fellow Jews for a state, the only place they'd be free from the tidal wave of hate about to flood the whole region. He made his case for escape. He tried to reach him, but it was too late before the world believed him. He saw the storm coming. That was back in 1894, 40 years before the show hit Europe's shores. What if they listened when he tried to warn about the storm clouds he saw beginning to form? What if they listened to Noah when he was building the ark? Not a cloud in the sky, man, no cause for alarm. But he had the foresight to see the flood from afar. Not to see as he liked, but see things as they are. Now seeing it's easy, but believing it's hard, cause then we choose to ignore it or to do our part. Do we lay on the beach and watch the sky grow dark? Or do we stand in the breach and get the people ashore? We got no excuse, don't gotta look that far. See the storm clouds gathering, the sky grow dark. Hear the thunder rattle, see the lightning spark. There's a storm coming, whether we're ready or not. Listen, hear that thunder in the distance, getting closer every minute. Did you ever wonder what you're missing? When you're too busy to pay attention, can't you sense it? Storm's coming any minute. No sense in waiting till we're in it. 2 by 2 we gon' send them for the rain start spilling. Now you know we got a mission, are you with me? So why does it take the likes of ISIS then for us to believe it? They screaming death to the Jews and Hitler was right. You think they don't mean it? Just ask the 4 people dead outside that Belgian museum. I ain't saying be scared, I got my rhymes and my reasons. I'm talking signs and the seasons, you gotta know how to read them. So to swallow, I'm pleading. If you can follow, I'm leading. I'll do my best to get you there. I'll be your Sacagawea. That old serpent, sown a lot to see. One day soon, he's coming to reap. Let's not wait for that fruit, man, those roots run deep. Was there ever an age when hating Jews wasn't the thing? It comes and goes in waves like a pendulum swings. And there's a wall of water coming like you wouldn't believe. Never again, happen again, I ain't waiting to see. No, I'ma warn him about the storm and I'ma help him to leave. El Al, the higher ground, touchdown in Tel Aviv. Up to Yisrael, where the showman never sleeps. We going 2 by 2, you finally see what I mean. Headed to an arc between the Jordan and the sea. אז בוא נעלה למדינת היהודים.